Okay, my friends, shocker du jour, the Hand of Hercules. Let's investigate. Okay, as I said, shocker du jour, Atlas Obscura, the Hand of Hercules in Amman, Jordan. Here's the Hand of Hercules, and it's in this temple that was built. And it's, it's a fairly good size set of fingers. And I can show you, these are real fingers. So let's look into the Hand of Hercules. Just take a look at this right here. You see that? Boom, what a boom, and you do boom, what a boom. You see over here? Those are fingers, and I'll show you the anatomical about it. And this here is also anatomically correct, as is everything that I can find here. But it's only 3 of the fingers. I believe this is the little finger, and this one, and this is the biggest one, and then it's broken off on the other side. All right, this is the top and the bottom spot. And then we also saw the tendons coming in from the side. Doesn't show it in that shot. All right, so those are the 2 spots, and these spots are where the tendons come up along with the blood supply. I have those in mine too. This is not exceptionally large. I have some that are, I have one that's much bigger than this, I think. Mine has a 3-foot long fingertip, 3 feet long. I'll show you that, and it's been DNA tested. How long that is, I don't know. Now what I'm going to show you has been DNA tested and some of it CAT scanned, and this is 10 years ago. And these are the 3 things I had done. Now I'll explain them as I go along. And it was a very serious test, and it took a while to do, and came back positive for human Homo sapien DNA. Excellent quality DNA sequence obtained from the 36-inch tip and the lung sample, and the hand that I'm going to show you was also DNA, but it wasn't excellent quality. It was because it's been too transitioned. But this was serious, and I extracted the samples and sent them off. Some of it was almost like blood, because it was where I broke them open, I could get into where the blood was. When they're transitioned, like the one I'm going to show you, the hand, it's most of it's been replaced by mud, basically. But I got into where the DNA was, where the artery was, and there was human mitochondrial DNA there. Here it was excellent quality. Excellent quality. This is the giant fingertip. It's completely stone, solid. This is the fingernail. I just follow it around with some leaves here. It's a little bit fractured off. You see, this is a little excess on top of it. So it would have been a little bit thicker than that, but it doesn't matter. It still had some of the nail here. Now, I could see a crease here, so I smacked it, took this piece off, and it still has the fingerprints. All right, I smacked this piece off, otherwise I couldn't get to any blood. And when I did, it just popped off like a scab. I have it here, and I could get blood right out of here. I mean, almost like red blood. Now, my finger is about the width of one of my thumbs, is one fingerprint ridge. This is big. It was 3 feet long. So this thing's huge, and it still has the fingerprints on it. Now I'm going to refer to grip skin when I show you the hand, because I also have a hand. This thing here was the biggest. And actually I have well, you know what? Let me show you this one. I don't just have a little piece here and there. I got all kinds of stuff. I think this could have been from the guy that had the huge 3-foot long fingertip. It's a 2-inch wide hair follicle. And that right there is where the erector pili muscle attached, right like that. And then, just as they show here, the sebaceous gland, all that gooey stuff. and that oils up the hair shaft. And then the root comes down here, and then there's the two spots here for the hair papilla. This is a little over 2 inches wide, and I think that could have gone with that 3-foot long fingertip. I don't know. I got so much stuff that it's hard to keep track. Giants were everywhere. They won't look at them. That is a left hand. All right, that's the tendon that comes down right over here. You can feel it in your own hand. You're going to have one of those. This is the pad that runs around. That's the cleave that lets it pinch together here. This skin is what they call grip skin, traction skin, whatever, and it's a thicker skin on your hands. It's almost like having a glove on. And I have knuckles and fingers, and I've had them DNA tested and CAT scanned and everything else, the small ones, because I could get them CAT scanned. The big one I have is much bigger than this. This is about 4 feet wide, about 3 feet wide down here. And I also have fingertips. I have an actual finger here that broke off. Now you see that right there? You see that? That's the tendon. It comes over here off of the side of the finger. That's actual muscle. That's muscle that's wrapped around the ball that is the bone. And guess what? There's the bone right there. There's the bone ball. Now it's all eroded, but it eroded in such a magnificent way that we can see not only this side with the muscle, the tendon, the center of the tendon is right there. It's not missable. And that's exactly what it is. And that is the flat plate. It died on its side. And this is all eroded right down to the bone. And everything has transitioned. So the bone is no longer bone, it's stone. It does something called nucleophilic invasion and substitution. So that's what we have here. Now, in addition to that, I got bones from this, I got fingers, and the fingertips have been scanned, and everything's been DNA tested. Here's one of the scanned fingertips. And this is where it comes out the end, and you have the two tendons, and you have the blood supplies. This is no difference whatsoever than here. This can be very, very simply looked at, very, very simple. But you have to have somebody who can see, and under here you're going to see the same thing. All the fingers have the same thing. And this coloration is just normal as well. Blood eventually starts to leak out of these. I have a whole series of things that I want to show you that I am going to guarantee you will blow your mind.